Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Today we'll be taking a look at this. This is the Lutiton two-way radio, 10-watt walkie-talkie. That's a lot. Let's take a look. High power and low power selectable, repeater 1750 burst tone, emergency alert function, and a Vox hand-free are all available. And it does come with all the goodies you'd expect. We got a charging base. It looks like we have ourselves a belt clip, a wrist clip, a wall wart, and a USB to USB charger. And we got ourselves a nice battery pack. Looks like it has the ability to charge both on the base and through a USB port right there. And then the main radio itself, as well as the antenna, round out the kit. If I can get that out of there. There we go. I reviewed a lot of walkie-talkies over the last 10 years, give or take. And they've certainly come a long way. All right, Lutiton model LT-950. Operating voltage is 7.41 volts. It says restricted to occupational use to satisfy FCC RF exposure limits. Interesting. I mean, 10 watts. That's a lot to be having right next to your brain, no doubt about that. I'm not sure if that's safe for you or not in the long term. That probably is why that warning exists. But let's go ahead and get this thing set up and see what we got. There it is in its final form. All right, and the charger itself here, it doesn't have a part number on there, I don't think. No, but it has a little LED light that's going to be red for charge, green for charged. And this I won't install, but that sits right over there. And you can plug this either directly into this or directly into that, so that's kind of nice. Take a look at the user's manual here. And it gets really deep into menuing looking at this. And, you know, it's like the double-edged sword we face here with radio gear. The more features and functions it has, the more complex the unit usually is to operate, especially when it comes to something that's handheld like this is. I, being not elderly, but getting older, I don't appreciate that as much as some people do. Some people love technology. They love having all the little doodads and such. I prefer a basic radio where you just turn the thing on, maybe have a few items to set up just to customize it to your needs. Like I like to have Roger beep on my radios, and I like to set a few saved channels, and that's pretty much all I want to do with it. When it gets into radios that have many menus and sub-menus and sub-menus, it can become not as enjoyable for me. And I'm kind of curious for you, maybe you go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below. Do you enjoy the more complex radios, or do you prefer simplistic older style radios where everything had a button, or maybe there was a menu but it was pretty lightweight? That's it for that. Let's take a more closer look here at the radio. Hard plastic case. It does appear to be quite durable, I will say. It's like, I don't think I could break that if I wanted to. It certainly looks like it would survive at least one or two good drops. Screen is larger than normal. Of course, we'll get the camera closer in and turn it on here in a bit. On the side here, we do have, and it's covered with a screw, but we do have our earphone and Vox set up there. And then on this side, we have push to talk, and then we have another button here, and then we have another set of buttons here. So 4 buttons just on the side here. Up on top, volume on and off, and channel select, as well as a removable antenna. So you could use this with an external antenna if you wanted to use this as a quasi base station, something like that. Backlit buttons and arrow markers round out the gig. Sits in the charger there nicely. And so you could just leave this thing if you wanted to. You put it on the charger, leave it on, and leave the radio on and have it as a scan. You could probably go through a whole bunch of stuff there. Let's get the camera closer in. Let's take an in-depth look at the radio itself. I don't never taken a look at Lutiton's 2 meter and 440 and business band and GMRS. They have a lot of different radios. Walkie-talkie wise, this is the first one I've played with here, so I'm kind of curious to see how well it performs. Let's do it. All right, and here we are with it on the table. Get you a nice close-up of it. Lots of multifunction buttons. And on the side here, I was telling you, push to talk. We have another button here and another button here and here. Up on top, there is a transmit light, volume on off channel. And then again here, the standard hookup for earphones and a microphone jack. On the back here, the battery does have a secret port for charging directly. I like it. All right, let's go ahead and turn this thing on.
Welcome, channel mode.
All right, there we go. A, B, and C. So we have 3 monitors here as far as what do you want to be watching. Yeah, so we have 3. That's a little bit of a step up.
1.
Of course, we have our channel
2,
select.
3, 4, 5.
And if you see here, we're in the 440 range.
9, 10, 11.
And then we switch back over to the 2 meter range here.
13,
So we have
14, 15, 16.
All right. Okay, so then we have our backlit display here for our handles here, but let's go ahead
Menu.
and get into it. And you can see we got a lot. Vox stuff here. How much do we want for Vox delay? We have zone. We have zone or channel select. We can go in here, zone select. We'll go zone 1. So if you had a business that was using many of these radios, you can set these into zones. That helps cut down on traffic and so on and so forth. Do we want, for the 3 things we got going on here, VFO and channel select, we can add and remove channels from the scan. Channel memory, where we can add channels and delete channels. CTC and DCS, right? Here's how we can pick our tone controls. Encryption, scan memory, okay? Radio setup, let's get into that. Workband. Do we want it to be from 18 to 64 megahertz or 64 to 999 megahertz? We're going to leave it on that for right now, but that gives you some pretty cool options. Squelch level, transmit power. You do have high, middle, and low here. High is 10 watts. Just be mindful. Probably not the best thing to have close to your brain for long periods of time while transmitting. Bandwidth, we can switch it to wide or narrow. I'm going to leave it at wide. Scramble channel. Yeah, I don't want to really do that, but it gives you the opportunity to do that if you want to keep your conversations more private. Now, nothing is ever truly private. This is America. We don't have that anymore, but you do have at least some privacy with that. All right, standby setup, battery save mode, busy lockout, time on talk, tail. Not sure what that one is. R-tone, scan mode. Do we want time, carrier, or search? I would go with search. And I'm going to hit that.
Confirm.
All right, we'll switch that. Roger beep. Oh yeah, we got to have the Roger beep on.
Confirm.
Crossband repeaters. So it does have a whole lot of options here. SOS mode, radio interrupt, mic gain. I mean, it keeps going. And then we're out of there. A PRS setup here, and of course GPS. Do we want to turn GPS on? Yeah, sure.
Confirm.
Positioning, time set, distance units, just all this stuff, altitude. I mean, they're so detailed as far as how far you can go into this. And you can use this thing as a repeater if you want to. Advanced, as if the rest of this isn't. All right, let's take a look at user keys. So what do you want these extra keys to do? And you can set all those things up to do whatever it is you want. There's a Bluetooth mode here. There's a signaling mode here. So we got PTTID. And let's get into settings, because there's a setting that's driving me crazy, and that is that one right there.
Confirm.
Thank you. Voice, yeah, let's keep the voice on. Keypad lock, backlighting. Menu, how long it takes before the menu craps out. Power on display, language. And all right, and then we have reset and we have about. Software version is 0.26. Hardware is the LT-950 Pro version 1. And you can enter in your call sign here, which is pretty darn cool. Awesome. All right, well, I'm not going to just blow it up at that point, but let's get a little deeper in here. I'll talk to you about some of the channel ranges that this thing has and some of what it can and cannot do, because there is stuff that it can't do, obviously. There's a lot of cool stuff that it can do. All right, so some things you need to know about this that are kind of cool, I think, anyway. Some other cool stuff this has, it does have repeater mode, so you can literally use this as a standalone repeater. That's kind of cool. It has a SOS button and alarm mode that you can have here, and you can set it up so it just has a local alarm, or it can actually transmit a code as well. We talked about it before, but it does have scan mode, so you can go through either by channel or by frequency and just scan the bands looking for good stuff. So some of the other cool features this thing has is the ability to go into shortwave, midwave, AM, terrestrial AM band, like the commercial AM band, long wave, and then FM mode. So let's go into FM here, and you can see
which it collects the waste, the textile waste, the clothes, the sorting.
All right, so you can see FM, you got signal strength down here. I can change the step if I wanted to, but it's set up perfectly. If you want to change over to AM mode, you go to you go to modulation here, and we'll switch over to AM mode. And we're already in the shortwave band, so we can play around here. Of course, you could direct enter. And then if you want to, I would change the step on that though. A little hard for you to hear it maybe, but WBCQ is coming in this morning really lightly. Now, I do like the fact that these newer radios, while I'm not all that crazy about 2 meter, it is nice that they're now putting in upper sideband and lower sideband general coverage receivers in these, and a pretty darn compact unit. So you could listen to any of the ham bands as well as listening to obviously shortwave transmissions, CB radio, 10 meter, stuff like that. You're going to be able to listen to all that, but transmitting is on the 440 and 2 meter bands. So it's picking out, there's just a lot of static today, I guess it looks like here. We did get a little weak signal off of WBCQ, but that's about all we got out of there. Shortwave band. So let's go back in here. We'll switch the modulation over to lower sideband, and we'll see if we can pick up anything, and then we'll wrap this up pretty much here. I think you guys are getting the idea. I'm gonna ding it for having complex menus, but I'm sure once you got the hang of it, it would become a little easier. Yeah, it's just not picking up anything this morning, and that could be an issue with solar activities or just the time of day. But I will say this, it's a fairly feature-packed radio for sure, and I'll be sure to leave a link where you can get this thing. One thing to note about this, if you want to improve reception, you can always swap out the antenna for a dedicated shortwave antenna or AM antenna. You could also use a loop antenna like I've shown in some of my other videos to help increase signal strength as well. So there you go. If you have any questions about it, I'll try and fill you in on it. Again, this is a fairly complex radio as far as how many submenus there are. Some of the abbreviations I'm not that hip on. I don't know exactly what half those things meant, unfortunately, but if you're going to set this thing up and use it for business, it'd be perfect. If you're going to set it up and use it with just 1 or 2 repeater channels, probably be perfect. If you're planning on using this to scan the friendly skies, you're going to definitely need to spend some time with that manual. I guess that'll do it for today, my friends. Till next time, take care.